Papua New Guinea, June 1959. A remote mission station. A glowing object hovers silently above the jungle. Figures appear on top of it. Human-shaped, but not human. A priest steps outside and waves. Something waves back. Dozens of witnesses see the same thing for hours, not seconds. This is the Father Gill alien encounter. Will you believe? Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Mostly True Alien Stories.
UFO sightings. Many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects.
Scientists in Mexico pulling back the curtain. We need to save ourselves.
Welcome back to Mostly True Alien Stories. I'm Neal, and this is the podcast where we take one true report of an alien encounter in history, we fill in the missing pieces, and then decide whether it's a mostly true alien story or not. Today, we're diving into another unusual mass sighting that has ever been recorded, involving missionaries, local residents, a priest, written statements, and a prolonged encounter. It's the Father Gill alien encounter. And helping me break this all down is the one guy who believes in miracles, but only after peer review. Please welcome Andrew Triana. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Neal.
Are you excited about today's story?
Yeah, totally excited.
I know you are, because you're so religious.
It's a good one because I'm interested in hearing about a priest seeing a UFO and not seeing anything else.
Yeah, actually, I know you're joking, but that's actually, they'll see by our story that is actually true. He didn't see anything else. All right, before we get into our true report, though, I do want to acknowledge a major figure in the history of how we even talk about aliens and the ancient past. This week, Eric von Daniken passed away. He wrote Chariots of the Gods were astronauts, Gold of the Gods, Sign of the Gods, all the God books. He questioned the fact that maybe ancient civilizations developed entirely in isolation. He wasn't saying that aliens did these things, but he was saying, are we underestimating the ancient humans or missing something?
I read Chariots of the Gods long time ago, and I was always fascinated with Eric's writing. His writing was so good. It's fascinating that he never said aliens.
No.
But everybody said that's what he said. But that's not what he said.
Right.
That's where the controversy happened with him.
The way he phrased it made you question, well, then how else would we have similar architecture across unknown cultures that, are cultures that had no proof of contact to each other? Like, how was this happening? And then Ancient Aliens was awesome. I mean, he was one of the fundamental founders within that show.
Right.
And that's really where I got my first experience with him, was through that series.
Yeah.
But I would say that he made us all, this conversation. I mean, we're doing this podcast, I think, because of guys like him, to have these conversations and to question reports and look into things and try to think of it differently. Of course, we come from a little, not a woo-woo standpoint, but we try to have fun with it without making fun of it. But I'm doing this, and I know you probably are as well, because of guys like him who challenged these questions.
It's free thinking. It's not just closing your mind off to it, but actually saying, oh, what if?
Well, anyway, here's to Eric von Daniken.
Rest in peace.
He'll be missed. Yeah, rest in peace. There was a story that hit, a viral story that went out online that the Earth is going to lose 7 seconds of gravity in August, like August 12th or whatever, something 2026. During whatever the day the solar eclipse is. There is a true solar eclipse. But this has blown up. We did a video on it, and people didn't watch it all the way through, because our job is this is mostly true alien stories, and we're gonna tell you what's being reported and then tell you what we think is whether it's true or not. But this is scientifically not going to happen. But they said the two black holes are going to intersect, and it's going to cause this gravitational phenomenon to happen, and that Earth will lose gravity for 7 seconds. And in the first 2 seconds, we will begin to rise off the ground, and then the third and fourth second, I'll be shitting my pants, and then the fifth and sixth second,
you splat on the ground. Yeah.
Well, they're saying that we're going to be up to over 100 feet, and if you're not bolted down or held down by anything, and then chaos will ensue, and then that 7-second gravity will return, and everyone will drop to the ground. It'll be over, close to a billion deaths. It is the funniest thing to me how things like this, well, They attached it to a solar eclipse for one reason, because it's fun to do, right? That's
Right.
the solar eclipse, total solar eclipse is going to happen. So here's what we're going to do.
What did we have recently? Didn't we have a solar eclipse recently?
It seems to be a lot of solar eclipses lately. Seems to be
Yeah.
a lot. Now, remember there used to be just one every like 8 years.
Something like that. Or
Now
we
all
just
of a
didn't care
sudden,
about it. Now all of a sudden we're
yeah,
talking
now,
about it.
yeah, now we care.
Because wasn't
Yeah,
there one last year or the year before last? Because I got special glasses for it.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Or is
yeah.
that some sort of planetary lineup or something that was happening?
You got
I don't
special
know.
glasses.
Yeah, I got special glasses.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've never heard this theory pop out there before. And they said it was NASA,
No.
and NASA knew about it, and it's called Project Anchor. That it was a secret project. They don't want to tell us because we'll panic. They've known about it for 5 years, that this interaction of the two black holes is going to happen for this long. So they've been preparing. They created bunkers for only essential people.
Yeah.
Um,
Like you and me, we'll be there.
yeah, well, they'll need our podcast down there.
Yeah. Because who's
Yeah.
going to talk to the aliens?
Yeah. Imagine like we're the first ones they call. Yeah.
They're like-
Hey guys, this is happening. And we do have a bunker, and you two, we're going to need mostly true alien stories you're essential.
Are you
You're
going to
essential.
go?
Yeah, I'm going to go.
I don't think I'm going to go.
Wait, why?
I want to see it.
Are you going to
Yeah,
anchor
just
yourself down
bolt
to your
myself
washing
down to the
machine?
ground. Yeah. No, not a washing machine, into the ground itself.
Are you going to go outside and bolt yourself down? And just to see everybody going up in the air?
Well, probably, yeah, because if you inside your house, I mean, wouldn't your roof break off your house?
Well, I don't know how strong gravity is if you lose gravity.
You just float up and then splat.
Yeah, the Earth is if it is to lose gravity. I mean, that's it. The planet's over. I mean, it's a planetary disaster. That's the end. But
Right.
also, then you have the flat earthers and those that say, well, gravity doesn't exist. It's just a theory, and that
Hmm.
it's density.
So if I drop this pen, the only reason why it drops is because it has weight,
Mhm.
not because there's a gravitational pull that's pulling it to the ground. Is that
Right.
what we're saying? Okay,
I
cool.
think that's what they're saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome. But the rapture, that's not rapture, dude. Rapture is just people just disappear, gone.
Is that
Like,
what it is?
yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Wouldn't that you be put into a situation where you're challenged to accept whatever religion that you believe in, and to the point of
No,
fear where you're like,
no.
you call upon help,
No.
and then you are taken.
No, according to the rapture, you're if you're, in with the big guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then
Yeah.
you're taken. Then whoever's left will be put through the tribulation, and that'll be your time to believe and accept and come to Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happens. And it's
Wow.
gonna be weird, because like if you think about like the Avengers Infinity War, right? Those people, Thanos snapped his
Yeah,
fingers
yeah.
and those people just disappeared.
Yeah.
They never even talked about that possibly being the rapture, because it wasn't. But no one
Interesting.
even talked about that in Marvel Comics. Like they didn't bring religion into it at all.
But it was or it wasn't?
It's not the rapture, no.
It's
It's
not.
something else, because it's galactic. It's the Infinity Stones. The stones control everything, and you can have a wish. My wish is for half of every species in the world, in the universe, to be gone,
Yeah.
because there's too many. That's like
Interesting.
Bill Gates' dream. There's too many people.
Yeah.
So never give him the Infinity Gauntlet,
Right.
because that's
he will
what he
never
would do.
get it.
Or he'd
He
be
will never
like,
get
I want artificial meat. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm making it.
it. If we go back into the 7-second loss of gravity on Earth,
Right.
and we know the date and we know the time, I think it's like 2 a.m. East Coast time or something like that.
Yeah, I'll be like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just shit my pants.
Yeah.
He said I would. The guy on Mostly True Alien Stories said I would shit my pants. I did.
And
Wait, I'm the other guy. I didn't say it.
And it's rising up with me.
It's in my pants. It's all in my crack. It's awful. I hate it here.
If you knew the date and time that this was going to happen, how would you go about it? And listen, let me preface this by our listeners. This is not happening. It's not a real story. This is just a false story. NASA has nothing to do with it. It was something just put out as a conspiracy to lock into this upcoming solar eclipse in August.
Right. Give him something else to talk about.
Yeah, I mean it's not happening. But if it were happening, what would be your preparation? What would you do? Really, would you? How would you prepare? Where would you go for this? What would you do? How do you think you'd react?
Well, if you think if your house is going to be anchored, right, and your roof is going to be
I
anchored,
don't think the houses will rise off the ground. I don't think they're going to pull
No,
out.
because they
of
didn't
it.
say that. They just said like cars and stuff, right? But people, right?
People probably first,
Yeah.
smaller objects.
So if it's 7 seconds,
Mm.
is it going to be like a whoop, or is it going to be a slow rise, or is it a quick rise? Because if it's quick rise, it's going to be higher than 100 feet in 7 seconds.
All right, regardless of how it will be.
I would just stay inside because all I would do is go to the roof, which is like 8 feet. I'd be 8 feet off the ground.
Get on your bed or on a couch.
Yeah.
So you go up and drop down on that.
Right on the bed. I'd be like, woo!
Would you sit with the family? You all hold hands?
No.
But you
I'd just take my dog.
You wouldn't just
Just
hold
me
on
and
to
my-
each other? I
just
think
me
I'd
and my-
grip.
No. No. Just me and the dog.
Yeah.
Or
I would
not.
take a camera. I would have a camera. I'd be filming.
Would you be like, you'd be like this?
Yeah. Hey everyone, it's me, Neal.
Hi, look at me. I'm floating.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, I shit my pants.
It's
Cut.
over.
Cut. Edit that out.
All right, whether you believe in the 7-second gravity loss on Earth that's coming up in August, or that whether ancient contact is real or not, the idea that encounters leave behind stories, witnesses, and unanswered questions brings us right into today's case. Before we jump in, just a reminder to subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Mostly True Alien Stories. Oh, and Andrew, I have to mention that this report, this true report that we're going to be sharing today, was actually suggested by one of our subscribers, an early subscriber by the name of Ray. He subscribes to all of our channels on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. But he, from day one, and thank you, Ray, for being a part of our world, was the one who kept sending me messages. Do the Father Gill encounter. Check it out. I didn't know about this story until he brought it to my attention. And I just want to thank you, Ray. Thanks. Well, here it is. So you can stop sending me messages, Ray. Stop sending me messages about Father Gill because we did it. You can keep sending me messages. But now we're doing Father Gill.
Now, unfortunately, Ray's like this. Unsubscribe.
Yeah. Don't unsubscribe.
Now we're down to 2 subscribers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Neal.
Oh,
you, me, and Ray.
All right. It's June 26, 1959 in Boinai, Papua New Guinea. And at the time, Boinai was a remote mission settlement along the coast, accessible by boat or air, surrounded by dense jungle and open sky. And there were no nearby military bases, no industrial infrastructure. There was very little outside traffic as well. Father William Gill, he was an Anglican missionary, was stationed there along with several other missionaries and dozens of local villagers. That evening, shortly after sunset, multiple people noticed a bright white object hovering in the sky offshore. And it wasn't moving like an aircraft. It just appeared to remain stationary. It was glowing steadily. And as darkness fell, the object moved closer inland and lowered its altitude. Witnesses then reported something unexpected. On top of this object stood 4 human-like figures. They appeared upright, wearing dark clothing or suits, and were clearly visible against the glowing surface beneath them. This wasn't a fleeting glimpse either. This object remained in view for nearly 3 hours. And at one point, Father Gill stepped outside, seeing this object. He steps outside the mission house and he waves towards the object. Partly was testing it to see what the response would be, and then partly out of curiosity.
Just to see what happens, right?
Yeah, just to see what happens. And according to his written report, the figures waved back to him. And over the course of the evening, the object shifted its position slowly. The figures appeared to move about the top of this craft, and at times a blue light shone downward, illuminating the area beneath it. Multiple missionaries and local residents observed the same behavior independently. And importantly, Father Gill documented the event immediately. He collected the written statements from over 25, including missionaries and villagers, all describing similar details. These accounts were later reviewed by Australian authorities and independent investigators, and no official explanation was ever issued. So Father Gill never claimed the beings were angels or spirits, which is interesting. He explicitly rejected supernatural explanations and maintained that whatever he witnessed appeared physical and structured. and not symbolic or religious. He stood by his account until his death, and the case was eventually classified as unidentified, and it remains one of the few mass sightings involving extended interaction rather than a brief appearance. And that's the Father Gill encounter report as I have it. I'm going to hand it over to Andrew, and then Andrew will fill in some details, and together we're going to decide whether we think this is a mostly true alien story or not. All right, Andrew, what do you got?
To begin with,
Yes.
it was June 26th that the ship appeared, but they also appeared on the 27th.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
They
on the
didn't- it wasn't
20
an extended stay.
It
Just
wasn't.
they went away.
It,
Came
it
back?
was. It went away and came back. So on the 26th, it didn't stay very long. It was there for a little bit, maybe like 30 minutes, maybe possibly an hour,
Mm.
and then it was gone.
Mm.
And Father Gill, he's a pretty smart dude. I mean, what I like about him is that he went immediately and documented everything that he saw.
Yeah, that's smart.
So it wasn't just a ship by itself. There were 5 to 6 smaller objects that actually circled the main ship and would fly away and come back. So there were like these globes. Do we want to call them globes?
Sure. Orbs,
Lights,
globes.
globes, orbs, something else that would go around the ship itself, and then they would dart off,
And they're
and then
going
they
around.
would come back.
And they're going around the ship where the occupants are standing above.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Father Gill, he documented this on the evening of June 26th, which was the shortest visit. 6:45 p.m. sighted bright white light. This is directly from the Victorian Flying Saucer Research Society.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
And they got this transcription from Gill on the 14th of July. So just several months later.
Yeah.
But Father Gill went immediately, like after the first night, he went back to the mission. He got on his typewriter and he started writing everything that he saw, every
Sure.
single thing that he saw. Okay. So it says 6:45, sighted bright white light from front direction northwest. 6:50 p.m. Call Stephen and Eric Langford. 6:52. Stephen arrives, confirms not star like other night. Coming closer, not so bright. Coming down 500 feet, orange, deep yellow, 6:55. Send Eric to call people. One object on top, move. Is it a man?
Huh.
Now, 3 men moving, glowing, doing something on the deck.
Wow.
Then the figures disappear. 7 o'clock, men 1 and 2 again appear. Then they're gone again. Man 1, 3, 4, and 2, they appeared in that order. So I guess their shapes were different, that he was able to label them as 1,
Sure.
2, 3, and 4. All right.
Maybe it was in the order that they were standing as well.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
But they would disappear and then come back. So
Oh,
maybe,
oh.
maybe it was like 1, 4, 3, 2,
Yeah.
that's how he labeled them.
Mhm.
Okay. Then electric blue spotlight.
Maybe
Men
he
dog,
should have. Maybe he should have named them like Carl, Kurt,
Fred and
Lance.
Ted.
Yeah. The
Could those be Greer's friends?
Skippy and Dippy
And Flippy?
and Flippy. Could be. What if he was like, yeah, Flippy, Dippy.
And Greer's like, he gets jealous. He's like, you appeared to
Those-
that priest first.
That is their names. Okay.
All right. So then the men were gone, but the blue spotlight that started shining was still there. 7:12 p.m., men 1 and 2 appeared, blue light. 7:20,
And he specifically refers to them as men.
men 1 and 2. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And then 7:20, spotlight off, men go. 7:20, UFO goes up through the clouds and is gone.
Wow.
So literally it's there from 6:45 until 7:20.
So he's literally out there with a clock, clocking shit.
Yeah,
Making
he's looking
note
at
of
his
this.
watch
This
going,
time,
what is
this
going
time.
on? Right. And he had people out there. So there were witnesses. Let me see.
That I wanted to ask you about the witnesses because there was 2 discrepancies over that. So
Right.
I saw one report that had over 38 witnesses, and then I've seen another report that says 25.
Yeah.
So
So the 25 is the actual documented people that signed Father Gill's testimony,
okay.
Father Gill's paper that he presented. 25 total. That was that. Now, there were Stephen Gilmour and Ananias Renata and Mrs. Nessel Moi. Those were the three people that I actually found names of that had come forward.
But
So
Stephen Gill, is Stephen Gill his brother?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it is because he mentioned Eric, but I'm sure Eric signed the paperwork. But Eric was reported in what he documented to the society, but he wasn't in any other things that I found when I was doing the research.
But we don't know who Eric is and what that relationship is. Or
No.
what he does.
No.
Yeah, it's
No.
just these are the names that were in his document.
Right.
Okay.
The other thing that Father Gill documented is that there was no sound from the craft. It was quiet. Okay. Now, that was December 26th.
Mhm.
December 27th, Father Gill's up at the mission, and Ananias Renata comes and says, Father Gill, it's back. It's back. So he goes. It's 6:45, and now the ship stayed there from 6:45 p.m. to 10:30 p.m.
So this is the longest observation
This is the
timeline.
longest observation, right?
Okay.
Now it's there longer. So now people are coming out. And I think
Sure.
this is where there were actually totally 25. I think the first night there was probably only 5 or 6 people that saw
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But the second night is when people were like, hey, the thing's up in the sky, dude. So
Hmm.
Father Gill is out there. He's looking up at the ship and he sees the people and they're like looking at them. He can tell that they're like looking at them.
Sure.
So he goes,
Yeah, he goes up in waves. Yeah. He does a
real
nice-
slow motion.
Sure.
And he says that one of the beings goes,
Waves back.
waves back. So this guy is so smart. He's like, I want to try something else. So he takes his flashlight and he shines it up at the ship, right?
Yeah.
And he starts doing this.
Okay, with the light, waving
With
it
the
back
light.
and forth. Yeah.
The ship starts moving in
With the light.
conjunction with the light. Like
That's something.
it's following the light. Right?
Does at any point in his report does he mention that he was scared?
No.
No fear?
Said he was never scared. He was
Huh.
never scared. Now, Father Gill, I know that you mentioned that he never said that they were angels or whatever, but he
Yeah.
described that the beings themselves were self-luminous.
Hmm.
So their glowing appeared to be coming from inside of them.
How did he not feel this as a religious experience based on what he does?
Later on, Father Gill called them angels.
He did. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He said he was convinced at first that they were humans, that they weren't aliens, that they were humans up, and that they glowed. And later, Father Gill said that they're angels,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah,
I think is really kind of cool. Right.
Well, it's very cool, and I would expect him to say something like that eventually. But this was with a prolonged experience like that. You know,
Mhm.
I'm imagining, the 3 kids kneeling down to say their Hail Marys, so the Virgin Mother appears. This would be
Right.
something in a missionary where I'm imagining that all these 25
Right.
people that are witnessing this, that there had
Right.
to be that moment.
Right. So the thing that's really cool too is that they happened. The ship appeared right after church service was finished.
Hmm.
Then the ship appeared. Fascinating as well too.
Yeah, yeah, right. They did their prayers.
They did their
thing.
church. They were like,
Yeah.
"Hey guys, we're not going to fly down until they're done with the church service.
Yeah.
All right, we got to
Yeah.
have a little bit of respect, right? Right. Okay. Good job, Buckaroo.
Or the church, maybe they had a really good tech department, and they were just like, "We need more parishioners. We need the
Guys,
churches.
we need to kick it up a notch. Get
Yeah.
the spotlight up.
Yeah,
Get the bat signal.
Let's make aliens. That'll bring people in."
So what's interesting is that the first night on June 26th, they actually thought that the blue light that started coming closer was Venus, because Venus was in the sky that night.
Huh.
because Venus is blue. When it appears in the sky, in the night sky, it appears blue.
This is what Gill's thinking, or debunkers?
This is what Gill and himself are thinking. Gill and one of the people that was with him the first night said it looks like Venus. But then they both thought, well, Venus planets don't move. Then it came closer. Okay. Now, 6 months after all this went down, guess who came to visit Father Gill?
Doty. He was a child. He was just a little child.
Stephen Greer came. He was an infant.
They were wheeling them in little carriages.
Mommy, put me up on the table so I can talk to the man. Aliens. I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm going to be an alien. Take a picture of us together.
So I can put it in my phone.
Later on. Okay. So 6 months after the event happened,
Blue Book?
the U.S. Air Force came and they interviewed Father Gill.
Okay.
And they said,
this is 6 months later, but I wonder why so much later?
well, this wasn't a big reported event. This never made like national news or anything like that, right? It was just whispers and talks. And then the Air Force caught wind of it, right? And then they heard about his documented things that he gave to the Australian, to the Victorian UFO Research Committee in July. So the Air Force is like, hey, something must have happened out there. We better go out there and check it out.
Yeah.
So they did.
Yeah.
And they interviewed him and they said, no, sorry, Father Gill. It was a celestial event. What you saw was the planet Venus.
Doing what?
Project Blue Book gets involved with Dr. Donald Menzel, and he agrees. And he says, also, Father Gill was nearsighted, so he wouldn't have been able to see the ship that well. And then I say to that, well, what about the other people? Are they all nearsighted too?
Yeah, didn't they all say that that's what happened?
Right. Now, what's really cool about this is what I find fascinating. The most fascinating thing about this is that this is the first credible UFO sighting with witnesses in UFO history.
That's the first. It was 1959, right?
1959.
Yeah. So, yeah, I get that. But yet, the Air Force is saying it was just a celestial event. This is 6 months after this happened.
Yeah.
And then Blue Book said the same thing. So, I don't know. I guess that back then they had to say something, right?
Yeah.
What else? What else are they going to say?
Right. That's all I got for you, brother. That's it.
But it's very intriguing, this whole thing. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And did he draw any sketches or anything?
Yeah, he drew a sketch of the ship, and the way they all described it was the guys looked like they were moving on top of the vessel, like walking on top of it. And I'm like,
yeah.
What?
Well, what would the point be? What is that? So let's dive into that a little bit.
And they said there was it looked like there was a dome, but they couldn't tell because they were all illuminating this blue light, and there was blue light around the ship. Plus, remember the 5 orbs that are flying around, darting off. I
don't know what the night sky's like in Papua New Guinea. I mean, is it are we closer? What's the elevation there? You know what I mean?
I don't know where they are. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that would have panned out. But Father Gill was nearsighted, dude. He didn't see anything.
Yeah, right. But the fact that it happened 2 nights in a row, I didn't know that. So how long was the first event?
First event was like from 6:45 to 7:20.
Okay, so not long.
So
and then the next night was 3 hours.
3 hours, 6:45 to 10:30.
And it was virtually the same experience.
Same experience, but they were there longer. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And they never flew down and hovered.
Right.
And beams shot on people. None of that. The story was just simple. This thing, whatever it was in the sky for 3 hours, watching us, waving, following the flashlight.
Were there any other sightings in the area leading up to that, around that time frame, or anything along those lines that you found? And did anybody debunk, other than the Air Force saying it was?
Oh, of course. Yeah. No. Just Project Blue Book and the Air Force.
And that's it. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, Father Gill, like you said, he went to his grave with the same story.
Sure.
But he did. I mean, what I like about the story a lot is that he said They were angels.
Yeah, that's nice how you went there. But I would, like I said before, I think I would expect that. So, but what do you think? What would be the point of the? Let's just say it's aliens before we weigh in.
Right.
What is it? What are they doing? There was no message made. There was
No.
nothing. It was just an appearance. It was just there. They knew they were being watched, and they knew on the ground they were assuming these are. They couldn't explain what they were looking at.
Right.
So what is it that the point was? What is it you think it did
I
for them? Was it something that maybe changed people's path of those 25 people that witnessed, or the 25 that we know of?
right. I don't know. I think that you know, I
Like
started laughing about this.
sometimes I want a reason. If there's a
Right.
message, it makes it
Right.
more
Okay.
plausible.
So here it is.
No.
You saw It's a Wonderful Life,
Mhm.
right? Clarence didn't have wings, right?
Yeah.
So how would Clarence get around in the sky? He'd probably fly in a ship.
Mhm.
So maybe
Sure.
that those
I think it was
were
that.
angels, not angels
Mhm.
first class,
Yeah.
little lower angels. Their
Yeah.
cloaking device went off on their ship. They were
Mhm.
watching everybody to
Mhm.
see what was going down.
Yeah. That's stupid. I don't like that one at all. That's dumb. Uh I think for me, I mean, I'd probably look at it as if this event happened with this select group of people, it happened over 2 nights. I think in a way it's kind of a miracle-y kind of thing in a extraterrestrial, sort of way. I
Mhm.
don't know what message that it's not clear to me what message Father Gill took away from it, other than he then later said it was angels. I guess that's the only way he could explain it away. All right,
Okay.
Andrew, do you think that this is a mostly true alien story or not?
I do not. I think it's celestial. I honestly think they all saw angels that night.
So celestial, but in a
Heavenly way.
heavenly way, not
Yeah.
celestial,
Yeah. Because I
astronomical.
keep hearing, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Except for those four that are in the ship. They haven't got their wings yet. No, I think that he saw angels. I think he was right. The fact that the beings were self-luminous, we've never heard that about
Hmm.
any alien that we've heard, that we've reported on, and however many stories we've done. None of the aliens were glowing from inside. That's very heavenly. That's very spiritual. That's very celestial. I don't agree when they're saying it's a celestial event, so it was Venus. I don't think of celestial as the planets. I
Okay.
think of celestial as in a religious tone. I think they saw angels.
It's very Silver Surfer like, right? Isn't it Silver Surfer? What's that guy?
Yeah, the Marvel hero, the Silver
Marvel
Surfer.
hero, yeah.
He's the Herald of Galactus. Yeah.
And he glows from inside.
No, he doesn't glow.
Well, he
He's just
glows.
silver. No, he doesn't glow. Silver Surfer doesn't glow.
Somebody glows. One of them glows.
It's not Silver Surfer.
He glows.
Okay, I'm gonna say, yeah, you know what? He does glow. He glows.
You
A
know what?
bright
You all right.
blue.
All right. You are the expert on the Marvel characters.
Silver Surfer does not glow. He has silver reflective skin that helps him fly through space on a surfboard.
All right, but he appears to glow,
No, he
doesn't he?
doesn't even
Because of his
appear to
reflection.
glow.
Who is it that glows? Somebody glows that like does flies like that.
Green Lantern. Green Lantern could put a green glow around himself.
It's a combination of Green Lantern and Silver
Silver
Surfer.
Surfer. So DC and Marvel mashing up to
combined, yeah.
create these aliens on the ship.
But I wouldn't be surprised if this story influenced that. What year did those guys come out? Silver Surfer and Green
Surfer
Lantern.
was late 60s,
Yeah.
but that was not how Stan Lee was smoking some weed with Jack Kirby, and they came up with this idea of a galactic hero flying on a surfboard
Is that true?
through space. Yeah. I don't know if they were smoking weed, but that's how they came up with it. And the
Right.
funniest thing is that Silver Surfer does not need the surfboard to actually fly.
It doesn't.
No, that was just a cool thing because they wanted to get people on the West Coast to be excited about
Yeah.
comic
Superhero.
books, the
Yeah.
superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, you say it's not a mostly true alien story. Now it's my turn to weigh in. I think this story is really great. And what's compelling about it too is the whole the journal, the note keeping of Father Gill
Yeah,
to down to times, and you know the and all of the townspeople, and he interviewed everyone, and I think that's really cool. I don't think you just go about something like that unless you truly believe you saw something
right.
that look. I think at this point, I don't know, but I think you'd be able to tell it's a celestial event over a true encounter, in my opinion. Well, I mean, I'm talking about what the Air Force is saying, not your
Right.
side of
Right.
it. I think you'd be able to tell because they just dismissed it as a celestial event because that's
Yeah.
the only way that
Well, they
that's
had to
the easiest
debunk
way.
it. They have to
Yeah.
debunk it too.
And that's the easiest way to debunk it. And they don't show
Right.
up for 6 months. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the chain of events was that they
That
didn't
led up to it.
did
Right.
yeah, for that. So just based on what we talked about and the information that you shared, I'm going to say that this is a mostly true alien story.
So aliens, those were UFOs.
Those were
Spacecraft.
aliens. Yeah, aliens standing on that ship, and they were waving to each other. They made a friend in Father Gill, and that
And
was
then they
what
followed.
maybe that's what their mission was. You have to go. It's like a scavenger hunt. You have to get a priest to wave to you, and they did it. And they're just like, I can't believe it, but we got a priest to wave to us.
All right. Hey, let's do this last trick. Look, he's got a flashlight. Yeah. Let's move the ship to go with the flashlight. Yeah.
They checked
Yeah.
off 2 things on that scavenger list.
Yeah. And then you know what happened after that? One of the people that was there came up with the whole idea of the red laser to
Mhm.
play with cats and dogs.
And
to make them-
and they changed someone's life.
Yep.
And that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
That guy
that's
became
right.
a multi-billionaire.
So here's where we landed on this one. Andrew looked at the witness statements, the time on target, the lack of motive. For him, this leans as a not a mostly true alien story. And for me, when you have dozens of people watching the same thing for hours, documenting it immediately and sticking to their accounts for decades, especially through Father Gill, that carries a lot of weight. So I say this is a mostly true alien story. But that's our take. What do you guys think? Leave a comment, subscribe, and share the episode. You can also find us on TikTok and Instagram at Mostly True Alien Stories. Ray, thanks for suggesting that we do this story. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Until then, be kind to the aliens when they get here. Nice job, Andrew.
Thanks, Neal. Thanks, Ray.
UFO sightings. Many Americans have wondered about